greatness.
Welcome back to the Ownership and Greatness Show. I'm your host, Joe Chege, and we back again. As you already know, it's another week, another blessing, and I'm glad to have you in here today. And we have a lot that we're going to be breaking down today, but most importantly, I'm reminded of a fable that I listened to a while ago. And the reason why I'm reminded is this weekend I was talking to my friend, and we were talking about the power of forgiveness and the power of letting go. I feel like sometimes we have gone through so much in our life, and we don't even realize how much we are holding. We don't even realize the burden that we are carrying on our back because of the things that have happened in our past. And we sometimes try to move past that, but the things that we did or the things that other people did to us a long time ago are always dragging us back. They're always holding us from accomplishing our goals or even like moving on with life. And so I was like, you know what? I feel like this is a relevant topic for us to just break down and internalize and see how we can at least shed some light on it and maybe be able to find a way through it, find a solution that can enable us to overcome letting go or holding on to grudges, holding on to things that other people did in the past for us. So let's see how it's gonna be. Join me, and hopefully we're gonna be able to break down how we can let go all our heartaches, how we can let go all the things that happened to us in the past, and then move on from there and hopefully grow from the experience or the lesson that we've learned from our past. All right, so let's do this. So today, as we talk about letting go, as we talk about how can we let go of the past, how can we let go of the burdens that we have on our back, the stories that we've told ourselves for the longest time, the things that are holding us from moving on with life, the things that are holding us from accomplishing the goals that we've set up for ourselves, you have to ask yourself, like, what's the one thing that's really holding me? Because there's always a story in every single thing. Like when you do an inventory of yourself, when you analyze your life and look at your past and look at your present, that's the only way you'll be able to forge forward into the future. That's the only way you'll be able to make the necessary moves that are going to enable you to step into the next level of your life. So sometimes I always ask myself, whenever I feel like I'm stuck, whenever I feel like I'm not eager to do something that I know is of real value, I'm always asking myself, what's holding me back? What's the one thing that I feel like is like how can I say, the thing that's actually triggering me and holding me from accomplishing maybe the task that I have at hand. And sometimes when you look at it or when you analyze, you find out there are pockets of I would say like your past or things that you never outgrew or the things that you never were able to solve that are always dragging you back. And for one to be able to be able to move past that, you have to be able to pinpoint the issue. And once you pinpoint the issue, it's necessary or it's important for you to be able to solve it or come up with a plan on how you can always be able to navigate that feeling or navigate what's always holding you. So for me, the one thing that has helped me over the years is a fable or a story I remember I heard about the two monks. It was a senior monk and a junior monk, and they were walking in the village. It was a nice afternoon, and as they were walking, they came to a river, and it was a raging river, and on the banks of the river there was a lady who was like scared of crossing the river. So what happened is the junior monk saw the lady. He didn't even do anything. He just crossed the river onto the other side. But the senior monk noticed that the lady was in distress and that she was scared of crossing the river. And what he did was put her on his back and help her cross. And once he got on the other side, he put the lady down, and they proceeded walking with the junior monk. And they walked for miles. They didn't say nothing. And then all of a sudden, the junior monk said, Why did you carry that lady on your back? And as monks, we are not allowed to do this. And I guess that issue was troubling him, because when you think about it, they had actually walked for miles and said nothing to each other. And so the senior monk turned around and looked at the junior monk and was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Son, let me tell you one thing. Do you realize I carried that lady like miles ago? That was like hours ago. And I left that lady on the side of the riverbank. And now we are here hours later and you still are carrying that lady on your mind?" The junior monk didn't understand it at first. So the senior monk had to break it down. He was like, "You have to realize that when I did the act, I did it because it was necessary. It doesn't matter what the culture or what the laws are for us. It was a good deed that needed to be done because she was stuck there and I did what was necessary. But guess what? When I did it, I did the action and I let it go. I did not let it bother me. But guess what? You are the one who crossed and you didn't even take any action. But right now you're the one who's fussing. You're the one who's frustrated by my action. And you're the one who's still carrying the lady in your mind." So when you think about that story, for me, it's an eye-opener, and it really helped me realize that sometimes we carry things that are not necessary. Because when you think about it, our minds can play tricks on us. Sometimes we blow things out of proportion. We think of things that are not actually happening as if they are. We have a buildup of anger. We have a buildup of anxiety over some things that actually never even happen. So you have to be careful of the way you analyze situations in your life. The way I look at things in my life is, if something is not going to help me grow in the next maybe 1 month, or is not going to create a major impact in my life, then I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not worried about what the people say on social media. If someone writes a crazy comment on my Twitter or my Facebook or even Instagram, I'm not gonna give that person validation and let that person hurt me, or the words hold me from doing some things in my life or doing great things that I want to accomplish in life. And the reason why I don't let it go, and the reason why I don't let it happen is because I don't want to hold on to stuff that's not going to enable me to move on to the next level of my life. I've learned to let some things go. I've learned to let my past, or the things that happened in my past, go, because that's in the past. I'm more focused on the blessing that I have right now. I'm more focused on the experiences that I'm creating right now and the future that's ahead of me. I believe if we really want to grow in life, if we really want to mature and become better and become successful in all our endeavors, we have to let go some things from our past. We have to let go the pain that we have in our heart. We have to learn to forgive the people who wronged us, because at the end of it all, when you're holding on to something because someone did something to you, and guess what? The person who actually offended you no longer remembers about it, and they're actually out there doing what is best for them. They're enjoying life, but you're out here 10 years later complaining about a gift that someone never bought you, complaining about something that maybe you are supposed to get, a position that you're supposed to get, but you never got because of somebody else. Just let that go and focus on all the new opportunities that are ahead of you. Because when you focus on the past, when you focus about the things that happened to you, you're blocking yourself from experiencing the great things that are coming your way. You're holding yourself from accomplishing other goals, because all you do is, every time you think about doing something great, every time you think about taking a step of faith or taking a risk in accomplishing something, you're reminded of your past and the pain that you experienced. And guess what happened? You stay in your comfort zone. You no longer want to take that step because you're like, oh, I might have the same experience I had 10 years ago. Life is full of changes. Life is full of challenges. And we have to be willing to take the punches for us to be able to grow, for us to be able to become better. You've heard stories of people who have issues with their parents, who just because when they were teenagers, their parents were tough on them in regards to, you should not walk with so and so, you should not do this and this, because they were trying to protect them or they were trying to look out for them. And because their parents did that and did not give them the freedom of just standing up and doing crazy stuff, they still hold a grudge. And they can't even talk to their parents. But some things are legit. Like, we know of people who are mistreated. We know of people who are abused. Some things I believe they are legit. But at the end of it all, you should learn to forgive the people who wronged you, or even forgive the people who did those things in your past. You don't have to reconnect and such things. But at least once you let go in your heart, once you learn to forgive and let go of that feeling or let go of that situation, it's gonna give you more clarity, and you're gonna have a release of energy. You're gonna feel like it's gonna help you like let go of that feeling, and it's gonna set you free. You're gonna have the excitement and the motivation to step into the next level of your life without holding yourself back. So I know there are situations in life where things were done to us that are painful, where we experience trauma, where we experience a heartbreak. But we don't want to dwell on those situations. We don't want to dwell on those moments forever in our life. We just want to encourage and look up. We just want to think of the great things that we can accomplish, or think of the great moments that we can experience in the near future, and go towards that, instead of just sitting down and complaining, or just holding grudges, or just carrying all these heavy burdens of all the heartaches and all the things that happened in our past. So today I just wanted to encourage you. We've all experienced pain in our past. We've all had heartbreaks. We've all had people do crazy stuff to us, and we always feel like we can never forgive them. We can never let it go. We are gonna take it to the grave. We are gonna carry this load because they did this to us. But if you want to experience peace in your life, if you want to experience growth, if you want to mature and become better in your life, this is the time for you to let it go. Don't be like that junior monk. Don't be the person that's always bringing up grudges, that's always bringing up things that someone did to you 10 years ago, and you're still holding on to those moments. Learn to let go. And the minute you learn to let go, then you'll have clarity, you'll have a sense of direction, and you'll have peace in your life. I believe that's the key that's going to enable you to step into the next level of your life. So just be encouraged this week. Focus on letting go. Learn to let go. Don't hold on to grudges. And once you do that, you're going to be able to accomplish so much in your life. All right? So peace and blessing. Hope you guys have an amazing week ahead. If this was your first time, feel free to tap in, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to all our podcast platforms, so that you can always be notified whenever we drop a new episode. And once again, I'm your host, Joe Chege, and this has been Ownership and Greatness. Until next time, peace and blessing. Let it go. I'm out.